Hey there, this is Topa J saying hello from the high ticket course space. And today we'll be touching on this very important topic that's so dear to me. How do you choose which course idea to create your course on? Or let me rephrase that in another way. How do you know which course idea to choose from when you are thinking of creating your digital course? I like to call this the secrets to using the assets you already have or you can acquire to generating and converting high ticket clients on demand. And one thing I'd like to say before I get started on the checklist, I love to, well, I guess I want to say that an idea should have every attribute listed on this checklist. I like to call it the essential checklist. And if it is missing any one of it, you should really seriously consider either, re-evaluating your course topic or choosing something entirely different, because the last thing you don't want to do is to kind of get into the middle of your content or course creation just to find out that, oh, sugar, this is not what I really want to do. Okay, so without further ado, let's go to number one, checklist. Yes, that's it. Simple question. Do you really like to do this? Though this might sound very, very like, it's a no-brainer, it's kind of obvious, but you'll be so surprised. Many clients tend to just have like a very rough sketch of what they think they want to do. They're not really like 100% sure. I mean, seriously, you don't necessarily have to be 100% sure, but then you still have to have that idea determined, like, okay, this is what I want to do. And before you even, I'll say, decide 100% to go for, that course idea, you'll have had to review and ask some questions. I mean, you would have had to ask yourself some simple questions that will help you determine if this is a good idea or not. So, number one, do you like to do it? I mean, seriously, if you don't like a course idea you're thinking of doing, or a course topic you're wanting to create a whole course on, then you probably wouldn't be making a great product from this topic in the first place. If you do like it, of course, excuse me, then you are going to, I like to say it this way, if you like to create a content on the idea you've decided, you are going to like be creating this digital asset on, you are going to enjoy creating it because you're going to put your heart and soul in creating a product that's going to make a great creation, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to be like, yes, it's going to be able, okay, now I know I'm waffling, so let me revamp. If you happen, which you should, if you like to do that course idea, making it is going to be a lot more fun, and you're going to be able to put your heart and soul into making it, and it's going to be like 10 times easier than if you don't like the topic in the first place, but just doing it just for doing its sake, because I want to be me too type person. Okay, so the number two on the checklist, are you good at doing it? That's the second question you need to be asking yourself. Am I good at doing this topic I want to create this course on? I mean, if you are, then you are going to be able to convey great information to your ideal client, your ideal prospects, because you know what you're talking about. And another thing I find people tend to mention, like a challenge, is like, okay, I know I'm not 100% good at this, but I still want to make a course out of it because I know I've seen it being beneficial. I've seen other people do it and I want to do it too. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that per se. If you are not 100% good at doing it, but you're still good at doing it, you can still, I mean, always join forces. You can find someone else who's really great at doing it, and you can join forces with them, with that person who's great at doing it, and you in turn do a part you're great at. So that way you tend to have like a win-win content creation, because there's no point of you not good at doing something and just doing it anyway, not asking for help or somebody, another expert that would do a better job to kind of join forces with you to create, a badass, nice course. So that's always a possibility. You don't always have to be the only one to create all the content in your course. That's another misconception a lot of people have. They're like, oh gosh, I'm not really good at doing this and I need to incorporate it in my course, but I don't know what to do. So yes, you do know what to do now. In case you don't before, go find somebody who's great at doing it and join forces with them. Tell them to do it so that you can put it in your course, maybe for something in return, maybe a certain percentage of your earnings or something. And even you'll be so surprised. Some people even do it for free, because think about it. That is like, in essence, giving that person a free traffic to your own audience. So in a way, it is a win-win situation for both of you. Okay, so the next question on the list. Is it something that's difficult for others to do? Or is it just like what I like to call an easy peasy type topic? And what do I mean by that? In other words, I mean, you don't want to create a product on how to, for instance, place one food in front of the other. I mean, seriously, a lot of us, maybe me excluded, a lot of us, a vast majority of people have been experts on walking since maybe 10 months old. I've seen babies walk maybe around 10 months old. So that is not exactly like a no-brainer type of topic you want to talk about. However, of course, if you are good at rebuilding something, others, of course, perceive as valuable. For instance, maybe a broken marriage, maybe you have some nice hacks to help somebody whose marriage is failing, to help them to be able to come together, to live in harmony. Or even say like failing health, in the health and fitness space. Just imagine being able to help somebody take control of their health by maybe helping them, creating some nice hacks or steps to helping them to reduce their cholesterol level or even their blood pressure. Stuff like that when it comes to health that people perceive as, it's a matter of life and death. It's very, very important in all our lives, really, because when it comes to health, that is like the number one thing right there. So if you are able to provide some steps, nice practical steps that, your ideal client, your ideal prospects can follow, such that they get fantastic results that, like, oh my gosh, they go back to the doctors for a checkup and the doctor is like so amazed, then you find you find a great course when you're able to do that. You've gotten some skills to teach that most people don't possess. So that's a great indicator of the kind of things you can decide to create a course on, right? Okay, so on my next checklist is the next question, which of course is very important. I'm sure you would agree. Is someone already making money doing what you want to do. And I put on the screen your splash. I like to call it life lesson hacks, right? The odds, how would I put this? The odds are exceedingly slim that you've discovered the one thing no one else is selling that will sell. I mean, let's put it in perspective. Everything out there is just like being, what adjective should I use? It is being repackaged in a different format, adding something or taking something out. So when you've got an idea that meets the first three criteria, you've got to check and see if others are already making money doing it or teaching something similar. Because if they are, definitely you're very much likely, you're very likely to know that, yes, this is a great idea for me. So make sure you know that, you found out that people are already making money doing what you want to do, the kind of course you want to create, the topic you want to create your course around. Because guess what? There's no point going out of your way to get more pins and needles on your bags when you've already seen many people with pins and needles on their bags. You're meant to learn from them because they've gone ahead of you. They've gotten all the pins and needles to show for it. No point of you laying your bag down to get more. You just have to learn from those who already have experience. Check what they're doing and try to create yours in a way that's similar or even a lot better than that. Okay, on my next slide, I like to call the acknowledgments gap. You acknowledge the gap. So my question is your idea something your ideal client can implement really quickly? I'm a firm believer of what I like to call the M&M concept. It means the minimalist mentality concept, right? It's your ideal client able to take the different steps or processes that you lay down. When they implement all the steps and processes, are they able to get the result quickly? Because that is very important. If you're looking to create a course to sell online, you're not writing like the greatest novel of all times or creating like a major encyclopedia or epistle to your chosen niche, right? Instead, you want something that goes from an idea, bam, to implementation quickly without a ton of energy, effort, and expense involved. Why is that? I mean, seriously, it's the simple answer to that is the fact that you don't want to invest a year or 10 years of your time creating this fabulous course that nobody's heard of just to find out 10 years later that your idea wasn't very good in the first place or has become obsolete because you've taken so long trying to fine-tune, research, and do whatever it is you want to do with it, right? So always have that M&M concept, that minimalist mentality concept when it comes to you deciding on which course topic you want to choose. And one thing I've learned from a lot of mentors is the fact that money loves speed and immediate action. So the quicker you can help your ideal client implement and get results, I like to call it the lean meat. The quicker you can help them get results, the better it is for you, for social proof, and of course for your clients, because they'll be, of course, really impressed and happy with the result. And that in turn helps you to build your tribe, because of course, guess what? They are going to tell other people about it. It's all about building your social proof, your brand, and your authority that, yes, you definitely know what you're talking about, and they should go for your course instead. And one thing I like to kind of drum in the ears of my clients, my would-be clients, is that the faster you can get your course to the market, the more enthusiastic you can remain throughout the entire creation process. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? Just as conversely, that the longer the process drags out and takes, the harder it is, or it will become, to finishing it. And then you just kind of get overwhelming. It gets overwhelming, and you probably end up just ditching the whole content creation process in the first place. And that's the very last thing you want to do. So how do you know if your idea will work? How do you know if it's going to work in the first place? How do you know? I mean, I'm sure you're not just going to wake up one day and be like, oh dear, I just want to create a course on this fantastic topic that I dreamt about, and I think it's going to make a whole lot of money. Guess what? Life doesn't work like that. And as you see on the screen, the hint, right? It's all about research. In order for you to know for a fact that your idea and your ideal clients would love your idea of this course topic, what do you need to do? You have to do research. In anything we do in life, it's very important. You've got to do research, right? You're going to agree. You can scan groups or even forums in order to be able to get a list of different things you can incorporate when it comes to creating your entire course. You can even do things like survey, quizzes, and present those to your ideal prospect and let them tell you the pain points, what they like to learn, what keeps them awake at night, right? You get all this different list, and then you'll be able to use some of it or all of it to craft, or should I say smartly craft, your own core offer, aka the one core solution you're going to help your ideal client solve. So how do you do the research? There's so many things, different platforms out there that you can use that could help you get like tons of ideas of what people are already asking about, the kind of questions they're already searching to get solutions for. And Google, of course, good old Google is one of the best places to go to do that. When you do Google search, you just type in the search term, the topic term, and to see how many searches it kind of gets per month. And you could do the Google trend as well, just to see if the how would I say it, the topic, your course topic you're interested in creating a course around, if it's like trending. Another place to go, of course, would be the Amazon. You go on Amazon, go to the bestseller section and see if there are books already or digital downloads on the topic idea you're wanting to create your course around. And another one I like, actually, it's I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this properly, but Uber Suggest. Uber Suggest gives you different topics people are already searching for. And BuzzSumo is another fantastic platform that tells you what people are talking about, what kind of topics are being shared around on the different social media platforms. So that's a great avenue to use as well. And BuzzSumo, I believe, is like, yes, it can be a bit pricey, but then you can always get like a free 30 days trial for you to try to see what it's all about. So you can always use that, get your 30 days trial, and make sure you put on the calendar to what is the term I want to use, to cancel it before the trial ends. And one other platform I love to use is the answerthepublic.com. I love that because it gives you like tons of different questions, different titles that people are already, like lots of people are already asking about. And I think that is a great platform to use as well. So you see, you are spoiled for choice. There's so many avenues to do your research as to know if your idea will work in the first place. So after doing all this research, one other thing, the most important thing when it comes down to it, is doing the test. You'll have to do a real test. You have to conduct a real test in order for you to be able to know for sure that, okay, this idea will work. It's going to work. People would like it. So again, the best way is to try it. You try it in real time so that you're able to have that concrete proof that yes, my course topic idea is going to be like, if a great firecracker is going to do fantastic when the right audience sees it. Okay. So I've already talked about the Amazon, and was one other platform, a couple more platforms I didn't touch on are the JV Zoo, as well as the ClickBank, the marketplace, as well as even on eBay. You'll be able to find out if they are similar products or topics, especially the ClickBank, because the ClickBank is like an info type marketplace where you see different digital information being sold. And that's another great way to see what is already, what's selling already. If your course topic idea is there in the form of a digital product, digital information products, then when you go to ClickBank, you are able to see how many affiliates are selling that particular digital product. So that's a great indication as well that, okay, maybe this is going to be a great course topic idea for me to create a course on. Okay, so what's on my next slide? All right, I've gotten the one in. So it's great to do all this research. It's very essential. It's important, because you don't want to be like that person that built a mansion on a very flimsy foundation, right? Of course, it's going to crash. It's going to come tumbling down. But having said that, you don't want to have what I call the research paralysis. And basically what that means is that, using the whole time in just doing research, such that you kind of get caught up in all the distractions of making a research and end up not doing nothing. That's the last thing you want to do. So you have to be very careful when it comes to research. Don't get too engrossed and sidetracked, and just concentrate on that part of your content creation in the first place. All right. So my next slide, how do you test your course idea? How do you know if your target audience, if they are going to like it or not? And I've gotten two different routes I like to use when I'm testing a course idea. The first one, of course, is what I like to call the minimum viable offer concept, the MVO concept. And this, in essence, is just where you want to test the waters by creating a rough version of your course, of your course product. This is the one before you've polished everything, added in the bonuses and so forth. It's like a very quick, remember again, the M&M, minimalist mentality. So it's a quickie course offer that you put together, the mini version of the main course that you put together as fast as possible, simply to test and see if your market, or should I say, to see how your market responds to it. That way you'll be able to see if there's a market for your refined course, and you'll be able to know before you go about creating the full course in the first place. So you complete the quick MVO, I like to call it, and you can mail it out. If you have a mailing list, that's awesome, because that is a warm traffic. They already know you. They're already on your list. You could send an offer to them, or you could just even send it to just a portion of your mailing list and see what happens. If it sells, most likely you've gotten a winner. And another thing is, if it sells, that's great. And don't forget to get testimonials from your list to see, of the results they are able to get from it. Once you're able to have all those, then you can now say, okay, I'm going to polish, iterate, change some stuff so that you have what I like to call the lean meat version. Cut all the rough edges, all the excess fat out from your course offer, and add all the nice icing, whistle and bells, and do the real launch. And once that is done, all you need to do is to integrate a simple proven system that integrates everything all together, that makes it work in the form of like an autopilot for you. So that's one way to create, or what should I say, to test your course idea. The second route is what I like to call your bold declaration concept. Yes, the bold and beautiful. Here, what do? This is where you test and see if your course product will sell in the first place. So you first sell it and then create. The different ways, they're very simple processes you can go through that allows you to first sell it and then create it. So that is even better, wouldn't you say? Being able to sell your content, your course, before you start the creation process. And again, you've gotten few steps that you have to put in place for this to happen. But it is very, very possible for you to be able to do that. Again, if you have a great list, that's an awesome strategy to use your list or somebody else's list. But of course, you have to know that, yes, your course, your minimum viable cost is something that's going to generate fantastic results for the clients. And how do you do this? And by the way, I mean, I guess I want to say to go the first route first, but if you're confident of your product, there's no reason why you can't go the second route, whereby you sell it first before you create. And that is a great thing to do as well. That's the reason I call it the bold and beautiful system. And what happens here is you put your sales pages together. So basically, once you get a few high-ticket clients and help them deliver what you promised, i.e. the results you promised your course is going to help them achieve, then you can set up the simple proven system that connects every part together in form of an autopilot. I said that already. Now, you simply write your sales letter, the sales video, your order form, the simple sales funnel you could put together, and hold a webinar or even a teleseminar and send traffic to it, right? And once you have some sales, then you start the course content creation, and you'll be able to roll it out on a weekly basis as an online course or whatever method you choose to use. And of course, you roll out in a drip format week by week, the different modules. And once everything is rolled out, right, you are able to package the finished series. All the modules you've rolled out, you're able to package it all together and continue to sell it as an immediate download or even as an online membership course for people. And trust me, it is very, very possible. I've seen people do it, whereby they first sell the product, the courses, before even deciding to start creating the course in itself. All right. I've come to the final wisdom nuggets section on my slide. And it goes this way. So if you are offering a coaching program, it's always a good idea to begin with what I like to call your beta group testers. And this tends to be in the form of like a group coaching. This helps you to test your teaching method. And one thing about the beta group coaching as well is that the beta students, they are able to get your course at a very huge discount. Not only that, they have that one-on-one type feel, because you will be using maybe a small group, maybe of 5 to 10. And that's still manageable when it comes to one-on-one attention. Yes, you are going to be doing it in a group coaching setting, but with 10 people or 5 to 10 students, you're able to give that one-on-one type coaching attention to each student. And from this, you are able to see the methods of coaching that works best before rolling out your main completed coaching program to the larger audience at a much more premium price point. So be sure to get lots of feedback from your beta group, because that will be very important when you are creating, or should I say it's good to have it so that you're able to add it as a social proof on your sales funnels, because that's one way of letting people know that you do indeed know what you're talking about, and it makes you more credible in the eyes of your ideal prospects. And not only that, it allows you to be able to create what I like to call a killer program with outstanding testimonials that warrants a premium price tag. Because guess what? When others say that your course has helped them to achieve and transform their lives and to achieve what they thought wasn't possible, that is a great testimonials. When your ideal clients or your ideal prospects know that you are well able to help them in the transformation they wanted to make. Because bearing in mind, don't forget, what you're selling is a transformation, not the course itself, not the course you're creating. You're selling what they are going to get, what's going to be possible for them at the end of your course. How their life will change, what's going to change in their businesses or in their lives, whichever, depending, of course, on what your course is about in the first place. So that is it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed. And if you would like to find out more about how to go about creating and launching your own digital course, aka your own digital asset within 60 days, don't forget to click the link below for more information. So I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Thank you very much, and keep having fun. Take care.